Hey everyone, Dan at Bushcraft. Well, I'm out here testing out something a little bit different today, something I've actually never used before. First, if you guys can see the white, a little bit of white on those fir boughs over there, that's snow. We actually got snow last night up here, just a light dusting, but over the past week, the temperatures were quite a few days in the 80s, and I think there was 1 or 2 days where it was right around 90. It was getting really hot, and last night the weather just completely changed. Yesterday actually, and last night got down below freezing, and we got a light dusting of snow out here, so it feels like wintertime again. It's below freezing out here now. But I did a video last year on my Esee Izula. I had sent it off to Mark at Sagebrush Customs, and he'd put a 90-degree spine on it for me. Well, Mark contacted me a little while ago and said, hey, why don't you let me make that into a neck knife for you with a little survival kit set up? It'd be something that I hadn't used before. I've never carried a neck knife out here, but I was thinking, as I'm using my mountain bike more to come up these roads and remote areas, that it'd be a way to pack some extra emergency gear. So I sent my little Esee Izula back to Mark, and he made a Kydex sheath for it. And at the same time, I also ordered myself a set of the G10 handles for it, because I just had the factory handles on it, from the Knife Connection. And these are their camo ones, and they feel really good. They feel really good. I really like them. It already had the 90-degree spine on it from its previous trip to Sagebrush Customs. So Mark made this little Kydex sheath for it, and what he did is under this piece of inner tube, which was his idea, by the way, he gave me some ideas on how to set this up. I have bank line. Starting right here, he has a notch cut. If you guys can see that, there's a little notch here on each side and then down here. So there's 4 notches, and just starting on these top notches, I've got bank line wound around the sheath all the way down to the bottom notches. So I've got extra cordage with me. Having this rubber band, sorry about that, this piece of rubber from an inner tube holding everything in place is also really cool. As Mark gave me this little light, the light slides right up underneath here, and all I got to do is push my button, and my knife sheath is also a flashlight. I never have to take the light out. It's right here, and if I need light, I just flip it up, turn it on. Also have a ferro rod tucked down in here, which we're going to use in a minute, and a little emergency compass from Sun. Let's see if you guys can get it up where you can see it. It has, actually, for a tiny little compass, this is the best small compass I've used, this little compass from Sun, and it has the degrees on it on the outside, and it actually is pretty accurate. So it gives me, this wouldn't be my main compass, my main source of cordage, my main flashlight, and definitely not my main ferro rod. I like big ferro rods that throw lots of sparks, but for an emergency backup, if something happened, worst case scenario, having an extra little ferro rod down in there is perfect. So I need to get a fire going back here and get my camp set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a fire started over here, and then move it over there and get my fire going. I have a little camp set up back over here. So start out by using the little Izula. Now Mark put a 90-degree spine on it. And the thing about the 90-degree spine is it allows me to take a piece of fat wood like this and get loads of fine shavings. You see all those there? Which will take a spark real nice. So I want to get me a pile of those. That's the first thing I want to do. Enough that it'll take a spark. I can always make a little more if I need it, but that's probably going to be enough. Get a spark going. And then mix in with those, I want some fine shavings and curls. See if I can get a few off here. There we go. Had to find that sweet spot. Oops, lost a couple, but make me some few fine curls there. And I'm just going to cut those off right down here. That's just to hold the flame a little longer once I get those fine shavings made. So I'm going to cut me a few more shavings off, get those down in here. There we go. That gives me some material to work with. So let's give me a piece of bark here to transport everything on. And like I said, I think I will go ahead and make just a few more of those little shavings, make my pile a little bit bigger, make it a little easier to catch a spark. Okay, a few more of those up there. Should ignite without too much trouble. That's definitely loaded with fat wood, or I mean loaded with pitch. It's from a piece of fat wood. Things don't always go according to plan, but should be all right. And let's see where you guys can see me here. Make me a couple fine toothpicks off that. That. Oh, that's what I wanted right there anyway. Okay, that's what I want. A couple little toothpicks to throw up on there. I'll put those on when that starts burning. because I got a little area right behind me to set up a little camp and get a fire going. So I'll move this over there as soon as I get flame, get my fire going, get my little camp set up, turn you guys back on and see what we got. All right, let's try out this little ferro rod. Now, I would much rather be using this. The wind is really catching my sparks, so hopefully I can block the wind enough. Get this one going. I'll try standing over here. Obviously not throwing. There we go. Come on. There we go. Not throwing sparks like the big one, but a great emergency backup. Okay, I'm going to pause you guys, move this over here and get a good fire going, get you back on. Okay, before I take you guys over to my little camp, I got my fire built up and put up a little shelter, so it's been burning for a little bit now, but I want to show you this area. I've never been here before. This is what I was talking about. If you haven't watched my video yet on mountain bike survival kit and exploring new land, check that out, because that's what I'm doing. So I'll take you guys for just a little walk and show you, because this is beautiful. This is just absolutely beautiful up here. And I rode the bike up an old logging road, and then got off the road, actually wheeled the bike down here with me, and I'm down in a little valley, and it's just beautiful. So got my bike over here, my little sling pack. I did that loadout for you guys. I added this little bag to the back here of the bike, and it gives me a way to add additional water besides what's in my pack, but it's got a reflective liner in here. So I've actually got lunch out here with me today, and I can keep everything cold in here. I have a little blue ice block, or I can keep it hot. My camera goes in this pouch here, and my tripod, which I'm holding, fastens right here, and it gives me a way to get food out. I can pack enough food in that, plus that little sling bag combined. So if I want to camp out, I'm good to go. But I got to show you guys this beautiful meadow. I'm set up looking right out at it. There's lots of elk and deer sign out here. So I took a walk through that meadow, and the elk and the deer have been traveling right through there. Just beautiful. And as you can see, there's a firewood all around me from old snags. And you guys remember the little 5x8 tarp from Bushcraft Outfitters. There it is set up. I just threw some fir boughs underneath, and I got me a little fire here in front. And I just put a piece of bark up for a windbreak. See if I can get you set up here. Okay. So this is where I'm going to hang out. I'm going to explore this area more. As I said, it's the first time I've ever been in here. I got the little fire going right there in front of me. And if it starts to warm up a little and rain or snow again, I got cover overhead, and the wind's been kind of coming down the valley quite a bit. So I put one side down, so I've got wind protection over on this side and on the back. But again, I am really liking this tarp from Bushcraft Outfitters, and there's been a couple times where gusts of wind have actually switched on me and blown a few embers up here. And as I said, this is fire retardant, and no problem, no damage at all. So testing out that little neck knife from that Mark set up for me. I can still see my breath, it's cold. That was cool. I like this. I like this setup. Like I said, you know, I'm on the bike. I've got the little kit on the back to carry some more food out. I got my little sling bag over my shoulder. But hey, I've got an extra knife. I've got an extra compass, which I've tried out, this little sun compass. It works. I've got extra cordage. I got a little flashlight tucked down in here that I never have to take out. This is cool. I mean, literally as I'm walking along, I have both a knife around my neck and a flashlight around my neck. We tried the little ferro rod out. It's a backup, but it worked. We got fire with it. So something happens to the big one, you know, it's going to take more work, but I still have a way to get fire. And I really like the setup. You know, like I said, Mark made the sheath and gave me the idea on how to assemble the kit. He also sent me this little piece of inner tube to hold everything on. But this is new to me, and I really like it. I really like it. And I like the little Esee Izula, especially with the 90-degree spine. So, you know, it's an emergency fire maker too. It's not just for using the blade side, but very cool. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna keep this fire going. I'm gonna get it stoked up some more. It's starting to burn down on me right now. And periodically use this little shelter, and I'll come back, unload lunch later, and have lunch up in here and just hang out for the day. But this is cool because this, like I said, this is an area that I had never been in, and I could have walked in here, but like I said, you know, I'm carrying my camera, I'm carrying a pack, I'm walking for hours and hours just to get back to an area like this, or I hop on the mountain bike and, you know, I'm literally there in what just seems like minutes. And my legs are getting in better shape, so it's getting easier. Really enjoying this new way to get back here, and I'm learning how to equip the bike a little bit. Like I said, I got the little food carrier on the back, which is insulated, it's supposed to keep stuff hot or cold. And I'm checking out new ways to add more pouches to the bike to maybe set it up to where I can ride back in here, pack a little wool blanket or something on it, and a few more pieces of gear, and start using it to get back in these remote areas and camp out. So very cool. Really enjoying myself. Guys, thanks for tuning in to Ochco Bushcraft. And this final note, in the description, Mark at Sagebrush Customs, I'll put his email address if any of you guys want to have him make up a little sheath for your neck knife. He does these for the Beckers and the little Esees and whatnot. Or you want to get some ideas from him on how to set up these little survival kits with the inner tube and stuff, just check the description and his contact info will be there. Dan at Ochco Bushcraft. Take care, guys.